So what about conventions? What conventions have you been to, and what kind of experiences have you had? Maybe you've traveled to certain conventions?
Conventions, unfortunately, there's two that I absolutely loved and they don't do anymore. Emerald City Coast Con was my very first one, and that was the last year for it. Fanaticon, that was such a blast, such nice people, and they don't do that one anymore. I've gone to one Dragon Con, Anime Weekend Atlanta, Anime NYC, I think Bold Matsuri, Holiday Matsuri. I've gone to quite a few before we had to go through the shutdown. I mean, they're fun for me. I like to kind of just use cons as a way to go and interact with other people, go and meet friends that I wouldn't normally see because they live states away. So cons are a blast for me. Oh, and the art rooms. I kind of splurge in the art rooms.
You and me both. Don't worry. You've been to so many conventions and varied conventions as well. What do you look for when you're going to a convention weekend? Are you the kind of person who wants to meet new people, as you said, but like your goal is to always start networking with photographers, other cosplayers? Are you gathering a group and you guys are looking to create a decent amount of content while also having fun at the event? Or do you just kind of play it by ear, seeing what it is and then determining, okay, maybe I want to do cosplay, maybe I just want to go as a normie this weekend?
I always cosplay because it's more fun to run around in character. As for like meeting new people, networking, I focus more on just, I really like their outfit. I'll go talk to them. I want to tell them how awesome they did with this build. And if we become friends after, that's awesome. If not, that's cool. Photographers, a lot of times I tend to meet the photographers on Instagram first and then meet them at conventions and see how we vibe. As far as trying to make a lot of content, it's always a plan, but it rarely happens because we're running around just having fun and then you just get tired and go back to the room. We try to at least get some decent pictures, but I'm not one to plan my whole con around getting content out of it.
Okay. Interesting, interesting. I have had some guests on my channel that will say that while they're there to have fun and they want to network and meet other people, they're still very conscious about the fact that this is an investment and maybe I need to get some sort of return on this investment. So I need to get like good quality content until the next convention 2 months out or whatever. But like I've also heard both. I also hear that like for some people the best pictures and the best times they've ever had is when they just go to a convention to see what happens and they don't really make a plan, and then that's when it ends up being something that's less stressful, more spontaneous photos, and you weren't going there with a goal of meeting 50 people. You just naturally meet 30 great ones and go from there.
That sounds a lot more like me. And that could also be because I'm a little bit newer to the scene and I haven't really done too many conventions. I tend to just kind of go with the flow of my group. If they have plans to definitely get a lot of content done, I'm helping them. But otherwise, for me, I just enjoy spending time with the people I'm there with.
What styles of cosplay would you say you really gravitate towards?
I fall in love with a character or their design, and then I just latch on and go for it. It
Really?
can be, yeah, it can be anime, which is what has been really catching me lately. Movies, TV. The only TV one I can think of that I've done though is I did Joe Exotic from the Tiger King.
Really?
It's my favorite because I never really tried to do like an aging or a vastly different face structure with makeup. So that was my first try. And it was a show that my friends and I, we'd kind of all watch and FaceTime while we were watching it. And it's absurd. But I thought it would be really funny to just send photos to my friends one day of me as Joe Exotic. And I was at a thrift store and found this $2 fringed cowboy shirt. I was in. So it ended up being one of my favorite cosplays, and I haven't done it again. I kind of really want to and get some friends to dress up as tigers. But like if I get onto a character, that's just what I gravitate towards. Like Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. I am in love with that anime, and I grabbed a hold of Sakura and Tsuchigamori because I really liked their character designs and how they portrayed themselves in the anime. So I'm still working on theirs, getting theirs straightened out. But I mostly just kind of latch onto a character that I like and go from there. I don't tend to pay attention to what's trending. I'm usually late on the trends, honestly, because I'm still so new to anime. Like when I started doing cosplays, when I really got into it, I'd always watch Dragon Ball Z, but I never branched out into the rest of it.
Hmm.
So I'm still catching up.